Alright, greetings. This is Mr. Solomon from Village East Elementary here with our after school Minecraft Club. This is our second meeting of the year, and our focus this year is different from last year. And we are working on creating settings from popular children's books. So we're starting our first class with, let me go back to the game, the classic story of the Three Little Pigs. So I'm using the large work area that we got from the Minecraft Worlds downloads page. And so each group is working in pairs or in groups of 3. So if I walk through 1 through 8, I can go ahead. I like how it's set up to clear inventory as students walk past. And so once they walk into an area, you'll see that the door closes behind them. So that's the idea. So I'm going to get into teacher mode and build mode so I can fly, and we'll take a look and see. So students are making a house out of straw or hay. They're also working on a house made out of sticks, in this case tree wood, and also a house made out of bricks. And we talked about making sure that the house of bricks has a chimney, because when the wolf blows their house down, he's unable to blow the brick house down, and he tries to come in through the chimney. So we've got several mods turned on. I've got Bibliocraft, Biomes O'Plenty, and Extra Biomes. That's where you see some of these lights are coming from. And so students are currently working on their 3 houses. Future sessions, I'm going to show them custom NPCs so they can actually add the 3 little pigs and make some dialogue. And we'll also add a wolf. So we're going to learn how to use some of these mods as well. So I'm just going to cruise over everybody's section right now. So here we see a house made of straw. Let's go in. So we can look around. There's a door. Walk through a door. So that's looking good. I'm not sure where this water is coming from. But that's quite the elaborate straw house that they have. They still got to work on their stone house and their stick house. Students learning how to add trees, which is nice to see. This was our spawn point. Here's our 3 houses over here. They're in build mode, so they have unlimited inventory. They're working on their chimney, because we talked about having a chimney for the brick house. So it looks like Ireland's working on a chimney. They had to have a path that goes from house to house. So hopefully we're going to get a wolf to walk along the path and say, "I'll huff and puff and blow your house down." And as I move around, I can see that everybody's working on their 3 kinds of houses. It's interesting to see what kind of materials they're choosing and where they're choosing to place their houses. You can see this group, the houses are very close together and very narrow, where other students are spreading out. So it all just depends, which allows for creativity. And we've got 10 groups. So it's nice to have this large work area, because students are less likely to go outside their area. I've put some border blocks in, so as they're walking to their section, they're not going to be distracted and try to go somewhere else. And then this is our spawn point. So we'll check in on how they're doing in a little bit. Alright, welcome back. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes since we last visited our crew. So we're going to see how things are going. We've got our house of straw. I've got a house of bricks. I see a chimney that's gone crazy. I may have to talk to them about that. I'll walk through the door. So this is the inside of the brick house. Keep going. Alright, so many kids have said they're finished. They can always add some more. I'm going to walk out. There's another house, and I like how they did their chimney, because we talked about how the wolf came in through the chimney. So if I walk through the door here, this is a great example of a nice fireplace. So they have the metal grates, they used furnaces, and if we look up, they even added some cobwebs inside the chimney. And they're going to need to take some of those down in the sky. But that was an interesting idea. And I had another kid trying to build a door to his brick house that can only be accessed from the inside. And when I asked, he said because he didn't want the wolf to come in. So instead of putting a pressure plate on the outside of the house, he put a pressure plate on the inside. So they're really starting to think about how would it be like to be one of the characters in these stories, and how they can keep the wolf out and have their pig friends letting them in. This one needs some more light, but we're getting there. So everybody's got a basic idea down. This is a nice little path of the 3 houses. And so we talked about pressure plates, talking about adding windows, adding chimneys. Okay, I see people are going a little nuts with cobwebs. I'll tell them I'm taking some of those out of the sky. But we're making good progress. And so next week I think we'll introduce how to use NPCs, custom NPCs, so they can put down 3 little pigs inside of these houses, and they'll have some dialogue. So we're starting to build chimneys. And so these houses are starting to come along. We have a lot of kids absent today because we're a 4-track school, so a large group of kids are currently off track. I had about 4 students even coming in, even though they're not in session right now, because they wanted to come to Minecraft Club. So that says that we're doing something right here, and we'll check in on their progress next week. Thanks for watching.